Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. Welcome back if you are returning. Today is Sunday the 8th of January, so it is time for my weekly progress. Should have grabbed it before I sat down, but I didn't. So sorry about that, but if you watched my 2023 goals video that I made last week, I did talk about everything I wanted to work on this week. The planner I'm using, I got gifted from Erin at Crafting Kitty, and it does have a weekly goal page, and there is enough for the whole year. So my goals for this week, and you can see all of my little boxes there are colored in. We're to finish the hexagon cardigan I had started, which is finished. I've showed it a few times. I know I was wearing it in 2 or 3 videos throughout the week, but I do have it here, so I'll just briefly show it again. Also to get 10 rows of the 4 blanket I was working on done, which I did complete that, so we'll look at that. Also to work on 10 rows of the Casablanca mosaic blanket that I've been making for my husband. I did complete that. The 3-hour scarf, or it's also called the Suzette Stitch scarf by Hooked by Robin. I did complete that, and that will be an entry for Erin at Crafting Kitty's Creator Spotlight for January. And also to but to make a hat. I do want to make one hat each week of the entire year, and this week I did complete a seed stitch beanie. What?
Can I have 2 bags of gummies?
Yes. Can you go on my cart on the second shelf and get the hat? I forgot to grab the hat. Let's see if he can find it. So I did complete everything that I had planned on working on this week, so I will show it all. And I also have a couple new starts in there as well. One of them that I'm not going to show because I literally just started it. But I kind of jumped on the snood wagon, I guess we could call it. A lot of people, thank you, have been making snoods or talking about making them. It's basically just a really large cowl, but they are featured in the show Wednesday, and I'm kind of slightly obsessed with Wednesday. I think I've watched season 1, because that's all there is, about 7 or 8 times already. I actually plan on watching it again really soon. So I do love how much crochet there is throughout the season. And as soon as I saw the snoods, I was like, ooh, I really want to make one. So I started designing my own this morning, but I haven't really gotten that far on it because I am making my own design and I've had to frog it a few times. So I didn't bring it in here to show, but it is something I am working on. So let's start with the cardigan, just because you guys have already seen it if you watch my other videos, but I did finish the hexagon cardigan, and here it is. And if you want to see me wearing it, definitely go back to the previous videos from this week. I believe I was wearing it during my 2023 goals video. I also had it on during my temperature blanket video. I feel like there was another video also that I had it on, but there it is. So this I used, there's a snowflake attached to it. Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Genie. It did take 3 full cakes to make it for my size. And I followed the tutorial by Passionate Kelsey right here on YouTube, so I will have it linked down in the description box below. Very, very easy pattern to make. I have mentioned that a few times now. If you're not familiar with wearables, or if you struggle making them, or if you've never made one before and you want to, definitely recommend starting there. It is so simple and so easy to fit to your body. I actually plan on making more, but I'm thinking of making my own design for something similar. I'm not really too big of a fan of the granny stitch, whether it be a wearable or blankets, because I just don't like holey things. Like even this back here, what my mannequin is wearing with the holes in it. It bugs me because my fingers get stuck in it, or if it's a blanket, my toes will poke through them. So I love the cardigan, but I can feel the holes in it. I don't know if it's a sensory thing or what, but if there's any type of chill in the air, I can feel the air going through every single one of those holes. I do definitely love it, and I'll make more of that design, but I think I'm going to create my own hexagon cardigan, whether it be a solid stitch or solid granny square hexagon, or maybe a granny meets solid granny type thing. I'm not really sure yet, but I have some ideas going on in my head for how to create that. So I do have that plan probably sooner than not, because, you know, we all know if I have a plan, I start working on it rather than working on what I should be working on. But I finished my goals for this week, so I guess that's better than nothing. So my son did bring in that seed stitch beanie I was talking about, and I mentioned already, and in my 2023 goals, that I do want to make a beanie or hat a week. I do plan on doing the same thing as last year and donating these beanies and hats to the local schools, cancer hospitals, things like that. So instead of spending all of November making beanie after beanie after beanie, I decided to start right now and make at least one a week. And I did only get one done this week. It's probably not going to be one every week. Hats are pretty simple. They only take about an hour or two. So there might be weeks where I get many more than one done, but this week was only one. And it was the seed stitch beanie, and I'll have this pattern linked down below. I don't even remember where I found the pattern from, but I'll have it linked down below. And here it is. So just a very simple seed stitch beanie. And this was made out of Big Twist. I don't know what the name of the Big Twist is. And I know the colorway is blue-green multi, which to me is very strange because there is no green in this. This is picking up kind of green on the camera, but it definitely is gray. And this is the entire colorway in the cake of yarn. So I'm not really sure why it's called blue-green multi, but that is it. This was came out in 2020, I want to say. The first time I had ever seen Big Twist cakes. I can't remember the name of it, and I don't have it in here with me, or I'd grab it, but it is discontinued. You can't get it anymore. But there is that. And the 3-hour scarf that I made for Aaron's Creator Spotlight for the month of January. Here it is. It is very long. I don't even know if I'll be able to get the whole thing in frame, but there we go. And I was like, oh, I'm going to keep going until I hit green again, because I thought I started with green, and I did not. I started with the lighter blue, so it doesn't match, but that's okay. I wasn't really going for it. I just kind of went until I figured it was long enough. So it definitely is long enough and everything. Yeah. So on the website for Hooked by Robin, and also on YouTube for the tutorial, it does just say 3-hour scarf. And depending on how fast you crochet and everything, it could take less than 3 hours. I think it only took me about 2.5. But it also is called the Suzette stitch. I've also seen the stitch called many other things. It's just a single crochet, double crochet, skip one, single crochet, double crochet across. And it was very fun to make, very fast to make. And with this, I used a Karen anniversary cake in the colorway Wildflowers that my husband got me for Christmas. So there is the scarf. I'm trying to fold it up. I keep dropping it. There is other finished things, but they're over in that blue basket over there. So we'll show them another time, because they're actually on next week's goals for the week was some worry worms. And I was kind of bored one night, but I didn't want to work on anything too big, so I just made a few worry worms. So I have a few of those ready already. Technically not finished because their ends aren't weaved in. And I don't have the googly eyes for them yet, but those are on their way. So maybe I'll wait to show them till they're completely finished. But I also made some worry worms because Robin from Hooked by Robin does have a pattern on her website. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word, for worry worms. So I also am using those for the Creator Spotlight for January. Now works in progress. So another works in progress was to do 10 rows of the 4 blanket that I am making for some of my coworkers who are getting married in May. The 4 blanket is a Hooked on Sunshine blanket. I wanted to say Hooked by Robin, but it's Hooked on Sunshine. They're so similar to each other. Blanket, and I just absolutely loved Hooked on Sunshine. I talk about it a lot. Just absolutely gorgeous patterns. So I figured it would be a really, really great wedding gift. And the reason behind the name 4 is basically, in a nutshell, without looking at the website and everything, we generally make things for other people. And when Vanessa, the creator of the pattern, created this one, she's like, we're making this for ourselves. I obviously am not. I'm making it for someone else. But I thought the concept of the name fit very well with them getting married and everything. So this is for them. And my goal was 10 rows. I believe I did 12. I think I was on row 23 and I finished row 35 last night. So it definitely is getting bigger. Still absolutely gorgeous. And I don't remember exactly where I was, but I feel like I was somewhere down here. So I know for a fact I did all of this yesterday. Yeah, because I was doing the V-stitches the week before. So I was somewhere down here and I did all of that this week. So here it is again. I just absolutely love it. And this is with Karen Skinny Cakes. My label is falling apart and I am almost done with this cake. And my cats were ripping it up the other night. But it's a Karen Skinny Cake in the colorway French Vanilla. So I did complete the 10 rows plus on that one. Like I said, it was about 12, I think. Then the other work in progress is the Casablanca mosaic blanket that I'm making for my husband. And again, my goal for this one was 10 rows, and I got a lot more than 10 done. So briefly looking at that, the pink part is what I got done. 17 rows altogether is what I got done. I was trying to finish out the page, but it actually, I think it was over 2 days working that I got the 17 rows done, and I had clocked out for the night, and I took it out in the living room to work on it, and I never did. So I only have 3 more rows to finish up this page, so I might actually go ahead and finish it up today before the next 10 rows, which are my goal for next week. But I know I didn't move my stitch marker up since the last time I showed it, and I don't even know where it is. Oh, there it is. So it is way down there, but I don't think that's 17. I think I just forgot to move it. But if I back up quite a bit, I can kind of get it all in frame as I roll over everything with my chair. But it's actually kind of looking like a blanket finally. And I did finish 2 repeats of the design, I guess you would call it. And I know I had mentioned, I don't remember when, but that I didn't know if I'd have enough yarn to make it the size I wanted, because I was already on the 3rd skein of the blue and I only bought 6. What I did, and I might have mentioned this before, I honestly can't remember, but lovecrafts.com has where you can buy kits of yarn for both the Casablanca blanket and the Queen blanket by the same designer. I don't know how to say her name, but I'll have it linked down below. And it doesn't give you the pattern, but it gives you the yarn you need to make the blanket. So I looked at how much yarn you would get with that and ordered the same thing in the same type of yarn, just different colorways. So for this one, for the size I'm making, it said 6 and 6. So I went with 6 and 6. But I was a little worried that I wouldn't have enough blue, but I actually, let me just make sure, I can't see them right now, but I'm pretty sure that I still have 3 full blues left, and I just started the third one the other day when I was working on it. So I think I'm good, because I think it's about halfway done at this point. I think that will be a really good, like, couch blanket for him. Based on what I printed out for the chart, I have 3 more repeats of the chart, and if I've already done 2, yeah, I should have plenty of yarn to make it the size I want to make for him. So I am very, very excited about how much progress I got done on it. I kind of just, as I was working the other day, just kind of flew through it. Like I said previously, I love working on it when I work on it, but then I set it down and just never feel the urge to work on it. So I'm glad I got as much done as I did on it, and I hopefully will be able to do the same. But I definitely will get my 10 rows done at least this week coming up. And throw it back in the bag here. And then the last thing I have is also a work in progress, and my bag is stuck under the wheel of my chair from me going back and forward so much. But this is one of the, I was doing kind of a make 9 of 2023, but it ended up being a make 11, I believe. And this is one of those patterns. It's a tilted tunic pattern. Again, I can't off the top of my head remember the name of this designer. I really got to remember it, because like I said in my goals video, I look at her website probably daily. She just has the most beautiful wearables, and I always look at them to see, like, okay, that's the one I want to make next. And I never remember what the name of the website is. But again, I'll have it linked down below. It's the tilted tunic. And this was on my list to get done this year. And don't remember what day I started this, but I've gotten quite a bit of it done. And I don't remember what I did the first time I worked on one. And again, if you watched my goals video, I did mention that I had tried to make this previously and completely messed up on it. Don't know what I did wrong. Couldn't figure out how to put it together. And now making this one, I still don't know what I did wrong, because I honestly don't remember, but I don't remember doing what I did with this one either. So I don't know. But here it is so far. It's kind of just like, looks like a shawl right now. But this is the bottom part, and these are one of the shoulder seams, I believe. So it does tilt like that. Huh? I started a row and didn't finish it. That's weird. I never do that. I'm like in the middle, not even in the middle, kind of just started a row and stopped. But I am now working on the part where we're not increasing anymore. We're just building the length. So it kind of will tilt like that. So this will eventually be the top, and this is the bottom of it. And I'm making a size extra large. Honestly think it might be a little too big, but I guess we'll see when I'm done with it. But I really think it's very pretty so far. I have been controlling the color. I think during the pink section down here, I didn't fully control it because I was in my bedroom at night and I didn't have a light on, only the light from the TV, and the pink down here is so similar I couldn't see the color changes. But you can't really see them as I'm holding it up anyways. I think it looks pretty good. But as far as like changing from this color to yellow to this pink, I was making sure to color control it. I think I even color controlled between the two yellows, but I did not down here. But again, you can't really tell. They're so similar to each other, and it's so wide at this point that you can't really see any break in the color there. But I am using, I didn't tell you what I was using on my husband's mosaic, but why am I drawing a blank? Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton in the colorway Zesty Wishes. Hold on. I have the label right here. Zest Wishes. Ooh. There we go. So it is a 100% cotton. I got this at Hobby Lobby during their clearance sale this past summer, so I only paid $149 of it and for it. And I think I got 4 of them while I was going through my stash the other day. And for the size I'm making, I think I needed a little bit more than 4 yard-wise, but I also have 2 different shades of pink full cakes. So if I have to, I'll just grab one of those cakes, because I have one that matches this and I have one that matches this shade. So if I run out of the Zest Wishes, I can just use those. I feel like I was going to say something else about it, but I don't remember. But at this point, I am at the point where I'm just increasing rows, so increasing length of it, and I believe the next part is seaming it all together. The pattern is split into 6 different sections, if I remember correctly, and I'm on section number 4, and I'm about halfway done with section number 4, so I'll be on section number 5 soon, and I believe section 6 is the last section, and that's adding the sleeves. So probably won't take me too long to finish that. I don't really have a plan for when I will make the specific patterns I picked out for the year, my Make 11 of 2023, other than just making sure they get done. But I kind of plan on this one at least being done by the end of January, so I can start a new one in February and kind of go like that, but I'm not sure because I have 11. If I had one more, I would have to have one a month, but I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. But that's everything I've done this week. I do have a few other things, like I mentioned, the worry worms and the snood I just started, but you'll see the worry worms next week and the snood when it's finished. I think I got the pattern where I want it now, so it's just kind of making it at this point. So when it's done, I'll show it to you guys. But that is all I have for you this week. I hope everybody had a great week, and I hope everybody has a great week coming up. And I'll be back tomorrow to show you my Annie's kit. Bye.